welcome to JOKAKAKA. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And this is your favorite monthly JoJolion review chapter podcast discussion.
Yeah, not caught off guard by this at all.
So today we're going to be talking about chapter 78 of JoJolion. Mm-hmm. It is known as Equivalent Exchange and the University Hospital Part 2.
It looked like sure it was Part 2.
Yeah. I'm always thrown off because like sometimes when a new arc starts, you're never sure if it's going to be up.
Yeah, man, we've been going crazy on JoJo the past like week or two.
Yeah. It's funny, I haven't even had the time to release it because we ended up doing a review podcast about the Diamonds Unbreakable live action movie. And I literally was going to post it today, and then Sam was like, yo, new JoJolion's out.
Yeah, it was a couple days than expected. And then
so keep an eye out.
Yeah, just pretend it's like a month of JoJo.
Yeah, this is JoJolion November.
Just JOKAKA month.
JOKAKA
We're just all JOKAKA.
So yeah, basically let's just dive right in. So last time on JoJolion
picks up right where it left off, basically.
Yeah, we had we concluded our last fight, and we had kind of the new antagonist show up. He's this doctor who yeah, later on we found out his name is Yu. So he was doing all this kind of shady, suspicious stuff.
Munging and crunching.
Yes. And then we also see Yashuo's at the hospital, and then she notices that Jobin's wife, whose name that escapes me, I'm sure it'll show up later. Yashuo notices that Jobin's wife has these creepy, crusty legs that are like deteriorating, so she's freaking out.
Yeah, to remind her of the hairpin.
Yeah, and her father.
Thing that she knows she was supposed to do instead of going to the hospital for menstrual pain.
When this happened, I was thinking like, okay, maybe we're gonna have something explained where like her memory, she like lost her memory or something. Like
she's diagnosed with short-term memory.
Like the hairpin, yeah, maybe like Jailhouse Lock came back and like the hairpin is like removing memories. That's why she just like finds herself in this hospital for something completely unrelated.
You know, I mean, if it was, it'd be called like Jailhouse Lock or something like that.
So yeah, basically, I'm gonna be honest. Mitsuba is the wife of Jobin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think really too much happens in this chapter, like at least plot wise. We really just kind of have like these back and forths with Yasuo, where she'll call Josuke, and the Planet Appraiser, whose name is Mamazuku.
I'm not sure if you know. He's like, oh, I saw Mitsuba, and he goes like, wait, oh yeah, I don't think I've ever interacted with her. I'm like, that's pretty much Iraqi.
That was pretty funny. And then like later on, he's even like, oh yeah, I saw her this morning. It's like, come on, Jobin, or come on, Josuke.
Yeah, but they're at the firehouse trying to find the ambulance or the workers that retrieved the branch, and they find out not there.
Yeah, essentially it was like a red herring.
Yeah. And it said, like, we don't know, like, we're sending you all, like, the video of, like, the CCTV footage and, like, see if you can find anything. And you do get it revealed of, like, the close-up closer and closer, like, to the actual, like, one of the guys with, like, the helmet and everything. Mm-hmm. And it shows, I think it's later on it showed that, but it's, like, the doctor.
Yeah, once she uses Paisley Park, which is the first time we've seen Paisley Park in a bit.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, basically, Josuke's like, don't do anything. Leave.
We are literally minutes away. Just walk out, wait for us, and we'll come in here.
He even says something like, yeah, it might be okay if you're just like getting a checkup or something, but you need to leave the hospital right now.
Yeah, like we are minutes away, we're right down the street, just don't do anything stupid. And
of course,
being a girl in a horror movie or in JoJo, just like, fuck, why not? Oops.
Oh yeah, this is like, I do like moments like this because it feels like it gives Yasuo some character. Where
she's a stupid girl in a horror movie who goes where obviously people say fuck off.
She's a brave girl combating both evil and her menstrual pains,
like any true heroine.
Yes. So yeah, that's such a weird detail that just keeps getting brought up. So basically, she ends up kind of investigating the hospital bit, like directly defying what Josuke said. Mm-hmm. Uses Paisley Park to figure out the identity behind the physician who is responsible for the weird bullshit that she saw affecting what's her name?
Mitsuba, yeah.
Mitsuba?
I just love her stands basically the man in the computer, like.
But
like I like she puts like all the information on her phone and everything. I love it's not just Paisley Park; it puts it onto like electronic for her to look at.
So we learn that the physician's name is Tomuki.
Yes.
Yeah, and as you said, I really do like how Paisley Park is incorporated because sometimes it's really abstract, and other times it's literally just like, oh yeah, my cell phone.
It could have just been like she can make like kind of computer screen out of midair or something,
or it could have just like
off a park.
entered her brain. Like
Yeah.
the knowledge could have just like divined itself. But also one thing I do want to point out that seems important: the logo for the hospital is shown here.
It's like a sperm.
The
snake,
the place that he had studied, TG University, and yeah, it kind of looks like a football net, but also it looks like a sperm there. I know it's not supposed to be a sperm. I know it's supposed to be a snake.
I know,
but it just doesn't look like the rod of Asclepius, like that. That general symbol that you see with doctors. It looks a little perverted.
Orthopedic surgeon, and like the aesthetic dermatology.
Aesthetic.
Yeah.
Aesthetic dermatology. So that's why it's like the breast.
Yeah.
Breast enlargement and the pretty much all the superficial things that she says.
Just had the birth year, not a birthday, which is kind of weird, but who knows? But she notices that the doctor like competing with. Oh man.
I must say he does look very good for his age.
Yeah. Then she goes. Then she looks at the camera and like you see the zoom in on one of the guys. So, but it basically,
this is really cool. I actually really do like this because it kind of gives Paisley Park a good thing to do, where it's like she can like recontextualize information. Like once she learns more things, it can help her like put the pieces together.
It's
with
enhanced.
Other stuff.
It's basically the enhanced.
It literally is enhanced.
But yeah, so but she also like they basically say there's a driver and then there's like the two guys. Like we know there's three people. We don't know who is who, but I guess we learned the doctor. It's one of the helmet
conspirators,
guys.
I guess we can call them.
One of the helmeted guys.
I also want to just remind everyone, like, they don't actually have the branch.
They don't.
Jobin is the one that has the branch.
Yeah, so no one knows.
They are aware. I remember at the end of one of the their bit in one of the chapters, they're aware that it's fake.
Well, yeah, Plan Papers, it says like I said, we don't know where it is, but we have to keep an eye on Jobin because we know he's hiding something. So we basically say we got to keep an eye on him. Like
it was pretty fucking funny that Planet Praiser immediately was like, Jobin did it. Like
yeah, he didn't know it was fire. Like, we don't know who has the branch. It could be them. It could be Jobin. We know Jobin's sketchy, so I'll keep an eye on him. Like, but at the same time, we had to investigate these people who came for the branch because we know they're up to something.
It's kind of weird. I feel like they should have split up. Like it would have made more sense for one of them to stay with Jobin, but whatever. Now we're just like metagaming.
Whatever. The Planet Praiser needs needs to be that foil like with Joe. Just gonna need someone to bounce off of. I think, and like the Planet Praiser's that guy. That's great.
That's true. I totally forgot about Mitsuba's crazy outfit from last episode.
Yeah, the
last chapter.
Like the clear skirt.
Yeah, with her weird layers. She's got like the weirdest layers. There's ribbons on her shoulders. It's
and the
bizarre.
Arrows.
Yeah, the arrows everywhere. So basically, there was a hilarious and relatable scene where Mitsuba is exiting the examination room where she was wheeled in by the Tomaki, and Yashiro turns around and starts coughing to pretend like she's not there, and immediately she's a JoJo character. Like she has these humongous hair braids, these humongous roses on her skirt. Like no matter how she hides, you're gonna immediately know it's her.
In the JoJo world, everyone's like has special designs and looks very unique, unless you're like a civilian in the Crossfire. But so, also, like you get to see like Yashiro from like the back, and like you just never see like her hair usually like what it looks like from behind. You always see her from the front. It's kind of weird. You never really see JoJo characters like from the back unless they're posing. Like,
that's true. I guess I know. I've seen a lot of fan art.
It's just a weird little thing like I never see. I noticed, but
so yeah, then we have a sort of confrontation between the two of them.
It's just so weird. She just wears like booty short, like basically booty short, like exercise pants, the clear skirt. It's just so weird.
It is really weird. One thing I noticed in this chapter, I don't know, I guess it's just the thing with Araki. Like, there's a lot of really harsh angles on all the characters. Like, I guess maybe it's kind of his tendency to draw people more masculine, but some of their shoulders are really harsh, and like I know like Yashiro's like boob here is really jagged.
But I always feel like the shoulders are always like a thing. At least in part 8, I've noticed like just always being rough and
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like being stiff shoulders is like a thing where you're probably a rock person.
Looks like a bulge there.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Though.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, I'm excited to talk about the end of this because I was very confused.
That's where a lot of theories are and like what he's gonna do.
All right. So here we go. So we're moving on.
She looks into the doctor's room when she walks out.
Basically, the thing I thought was really weird, and I'm still trying to parse myself, is how like how she reacts to Yashiro. She genuinely seems happy to see her, and doesn't seem to have any sort of malicious intent.
Yeah, she knows she like Joshu's friendship, but she seems really friendly compared to like what we saw her when she entered the hospital of being like
kind of like
a bitch.
Short. Yeah, bitchy, definitely bitchy. Oh yeah, she did the whole thing.
That's the old lady knocking the elevator thing.
Yeah,
so which is very very sketchy, but like she does know some things about her, and like, but then they talk for a little bit, and they go into the actual like doctor's room because she's stupid and goes into a sketchy place where someone disappeared and the wheelchair disappeared, and like
she knows what's going on. Yashiro is like a character that wants to die the most out of any character I've ever seen. Like the time where she just like confronted Jobin, and
I don't know. Next to that and Jotaro, like they've thrown themselves like in painful situations where like the rat, like Jotaro had the rat, and like basically any of the stand that like in like part 3 basically almost got him murdered. Mm-hmm. But I mean, this is the girl who beat Blue Hawaii.
That's very true. The worst stand in part 8. So
maybe
definitely no. There's no other worst stand. Blue Hawaii was the fucking worst.
The twins are the most forgettable for me.
They were forgettable, but I didn't hate them. I actively hated the Blue Hawaii arc.
But yeah, so she drags them into her room and like, kind of like where the hell are your doctor? Like, I don't really know. Like they kind of go like memory. Yeah. Like, I don't really remember.
Oh,
like,
also we see her legs are totally fine.
Yeah, her legs are fine. She can walk.
Her dandruff is clearing up too. So it seems this is the other thing too. Like there seems to be no equivalent exchange here.
Yeah.
Like,
well, she says like, "Oh, I was here to get into like, my head was all like rough too, and like guess when before that we saw all the cracks and everything."
Her dandruff.
Yeah, but we saw the cracks. But now, her head is perfectly smooth now, and like suspicious.
So the other things that are suspicious are there's no wheelchair in this room, and there's also no doctor.
Yeah.
Then, seeming to just change the direction of the conversation, Mitsuba just starts talking about her breasts.
She feels them and squishes them.
She not only does she grab Yashiro's hand and push it up against hers to say how good it is, she also grabs Yashiro's. She also grabs Yashiro's. This is creepy.
Women, women.
Yeah, this is what women do, right?
This is part 6 women.
I do appreciate that Yashiro is very creeped out.
But then again,
is not okay with having her breast touched.
Anytime women are gonna like touch each other up, like I expected after like a breast enlargement.
Okay, let's be real. I'd imagine that would happen.
Like,
and she definitely is flexing. Like she's showing off.
Yeah,
she's saying, "Hey, I'm like in my 30s. My boobs should sag a bit, but hey, my boobs are better than yours, and you're 19."
Also, I like she like keep it a secret from Jobin too. Like I was like, I'm pretty sure that's something he would notice, or like these
But no, Jobin wouldn't notice it. Because Jobin doesn't care about it.
I know, but at least he would like the most he would notice be him like having an eye, like one of his eyes going to it real quick and then going back. Like he knows what's going on.
Also, did you get the little bit of fan service?
Which one?
The lelo lelo lelo.
I heard the cherry.
She did the cherry thing from part 3. Yeah, she did the meme.
She was also known as Miss Cherry. She has a little bit of her past in this part, but we'll get more into that too.
Yeah, so basically she won like a contest, and that's how she like
a beauty pageant.
That's how she kind of got into the Higashikata family. Cause she ended up dating Jobin, so it almost feels like how like there's political marriages in real life.
Yeah,
it feels like they were just like, yeah, she's pretty, she's the face of our company right now. Jobin, just marry her and have a kid. Like it'll be fine. She's pretty.
She basically was a model and like this hot, the oldest son of like a very rich family.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
For Jobin, like it just seems like the path of least resistance. Like Jobin does not seem to care about her at all.
Yeah, he cares more about his son than he does her, if anything. But yeah, so you say like I gotta get I'm older. I gotta keep myself like looking young and that kind of whole thing going.
Also, I just want to mention like there's this whole arc is just like rife with like sexual imagery and like reproductive, like the whole cherry thing, and like how like overtly sexual she's acting.
Yeah, I always just love like when they have the big panels and like you just get the full character and like full detail. It always looks so freaking good. Like the shot of her just like with her hand in her face just looks. Mm-hmm. The art is so good.
It is really good, actually. It's gonna be thumbnail status. But so What was I saying? I love JoJo. Yeah, JoJo.
Yeah, of course you do.
JoJo is extremely sexual right now. JoJo # gone sexual.
Yeah, they had to make up for like the least sexual stuff we got in part 7.
Which is let's be. Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about
other than the rape part, or almost attempted rape one. That's our main villain though. Like,
oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that.
That was probably the most like sex scene or close to the sex thing. Other than I guess having the first lady want the girl,
that was very sexual.
13-year-old to sit on her.
That was very sexual.
Basically, the Lana sit on my face kind of thing.
All right, let's just finish this up before we talk about anything else. So, the classic JoJo moment, like you see creepy item and then it zooms in on it and the art style changes.
It looks like rocks.
Yeah, the one is like rounded and the other one is like long, like a more of a flatter one.
It looks more like a crystal shape of a rock.
Yes.
And like one just looks like a big old like circular rock kind of.
Oh, also while we're discussing this, it seems like Mitsuba forgot what happened, like how she got there.
Yeah, she's been going off and on like saying like I'm slowly starting to remember this kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is weird. This is like peak JoJo weird for me right now. Like
we're like we have no idea what's going on, but like it will probably be explained next one. I'm gonna guess when like we get the whole like I get doctor exposition.
We can only hope.
Yeah, hopefully. But like yeah, so she goes to the whole field and like I don't remember how I arrived. Like I remember arriving here, then I don't really trying to remember slowly piece by piece. But yeah, then Yasho notices like the drawer ajar. Opens it up and she notices like the entire wheelchair like
completely flattened,
like all the parts. It's crazy looking.
Then we have some flashbacks to the last chapter where Mitsuba takes the super saline solution water and starts like chugging it, I
think that's what she's doing now.
Yeah, as I'm saying, like it's like I misphrased that. It's like it's like a little reference, I guess. So she's chugging it, and then we see her just munching on. Which I think we said was seaweed, like dried seaweed the last time.
Yeah, but she's crunching on it. She's acting a lot like the doctor, or at least like his little ticks.
So I think what's supposed to have happened is when she sat down. Did you notice when she sat down there was like it zoomed in on like the bed, the mattress pad, and there's like a little sound coming from it. Like also her legs were making weird sounds the whole time too. It was like a ko. At least that's what
I don't know what kind of
I interpreted it as. Yeah, I was having a hard time. But then basically shit hits the fan, her body starts fucking dysmorphing. Her like mostly just her fingers start like growing and fucking
it's like weird like inflating proportions. Like it's like crunching together like a weird morphosis.
Yeah, it's a very like animated it's like visual like animation, like you can see it in your head, like it's like when bugs are under something.
Akira like the flesh like coming out like moving around.
Yeah, that's a good comparison actually.
And it's just gross looking, like you can see that it's like it's so cool when you hit a manga you can see the animation in your head. But yeah, she's on the phone with Josuke still, and then like it's like a weird shot comes out.
It seems like it seems like it's supposed to be interpreted as like a loud screeching.
Yeah, and I don't know what kind of sound of a giri is.
Like it's like
sure.
Sure. So then we see that on her phone is the two rocks, and they're like rubbing together really violently. And
like it looks like static electricity comes out, or like something like, comes out of the phone, and then like even like the Mitsuba like reacts to it as well, not like being menacing. Like it hurts her.
Yeah. Then it says a gabo.
But then she says what's going on, and then
it also the longer one seems to have lodged itself into Yasho's ear.
Yeah, and you can see like a little like what's it, like a little flesh thing going on there, like not like a lump, but you could see like something there.
It looks like a veiny blob is like appearing,
and it goes into her eye if you notice too.
Oh fuck! What's up with this part in eyes?
I don't know. Rocky must have been like, because eye horrors is like the creep. It's like the worst.
It really is. He's so fixated on it too.
It's really gross. And then so she kind of like passes out with like looks like her eyes are open, but they're like shadowed out. And then Mitsuba gets up and just drags her away. But she says like, what's it called? You will not find good fortune. Far greater in numbers, our enemies are evil. And then drags her away. And then like if you do find something, it won't be good fortune. It's kind of creepy.
So I am a total loss right now from the end of this chapter.
I like things called Taken In. That's a great like the great title thing at the end. But like, so there's a couple things I think people are thinking like either A, he like did like a remember like, as he did in part 2 where he possessed what's it called Susie Q and like did all that thing, like that kind of thing where he can go into people. So it could be like Santana where he like flattened himself and like, you know, go into the limbs and control them like a pup. Because there was a time where he would go back and forth, so I'm not sure.
Is that a thing that Santana did?
Yeah, remember he went into he would dive into people and then like
yes, that's right. Okay,
that's how like Stroheim like blows himself up.
Yeah. He only died a little bit.
He died a little bit. German engineering though. Yeah. But then he died in Russia.
Yeah. So my idea is like because the wheelchair is still in there, I'm assuming that he is still within the room in some way. Maybe he flattened himself so small you can't even see him. It does seem more likely that he is inside her in some way.
Yeah.
It's weird though, because like normally with stand users, like you can't really use the stand on yourself.
Yeah, the whole thing like
sometimes
before it was like there was a secret thing we can do, and it's like what's it called? Secret procedure you can do, and then she had the whole thing going back and forth. So like equivalent exchange is another title of this. So I'm thinking like maybe he combined with her and can like in this like that's why like she's like flip flopping all over the place.
Oh, so it's like they're sharing a body.
Yeah, kind of thing. They got the experimental thing they're going with right now.
Yeah, it really does seem like she is him in some sort of way. My first thought was maybe he has some sort of ability where he can like control her or become her. I guess that's like,
or maybe some kind of infection kind of thing because he put the thing inside
Yasha's ear,
in her temple, and then it went to her eye. I'm like maybe he has like a weird puppet master kind of thing with people, like another infection kind of thing. But
yeah, maybe that might be pretty cool. And then they have his sort of traits. The weirdest thing is like the body dysmorphia at the end, or like the not dysmorphia, like the hand, the morphing and like the.
So I'm been leaning more so that he combined with her, or like they kind of like two in one, and maybe they have because like maybe she has a stand that we don't know because she said like she's living the Hichikata, she probably does have one. And maybe his like thing with the flattening, or like I don't know what hers would be, but the control one because she wants to be like I don't know. Yeah,
I'm wondering if because I'm just trying to think of like the timeline. So they hear the thing near the very end. So she's already like by the thing I mean like the screeching rocks. Yeah. She's already acting like him before that.
Yeah.
So it's not like that's a trigger or anything.
She wants her image to always be changing, so she always look young. That maybe she has a shape-shifting stand.
That'd be really neat if he unlocked a stand in her, maybe.
I don't know. I think living by the wall of eyes for all these years, or like...
Oh, that's... I really need like a confirmed answer on like how stands happen, because we can assume that she's been using the fruit this whole time. Like, so I don't know if there's really a connection with using the fruit and getting a stand. Maybe this will be one.
Because maybe like whoever they're working for, like this is a good way we can keep an eye on the Hichikata family and Jobin by having...
Oh, that's true. Yeah, having like a mole inside, and Jobin would notice because he doesn't give a shit about his wife.
And she acted like really nicer, and like it noticeably how nicer she is.
Yeah, the one thing though I think is key is like that she has memories of like Yasuho, and like she definitely is the same person, but there's something else there. Like it's almost like these uncontrollable urges.
Yeah, so that's my money on that, but...
I like that. I think that makes a lot of sense. This is just giving me the same 2 pages over and over again.
I know, I'm just really upset I have to go, like the other month with this.
Hey, well, this came out quicker than we thought, so...
Yeah. You never know.
But yeah, overall, I do want to say I'm not super impressed with this chapter.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was the greatest.
I thought the early part didn't, but the end part, I think...
It started
got you thinking.
Yeah.
Also, like I didn't notice it was a seaweed at first. I thought like there was some weird thing, like she was taking like skin off like her neck.
I totally thought that at first too. It took me. I had to really think about it, and then when I saw the crunch, I was like, oh, okay.
I love you were just upset that Yasho like, oh man, we're finally getting Yasho 1-on-1. Nah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
If it is an infection thing, and like can you imagine like a hospital like
full of zombies?
Pretty much, yeah. But like I don't know, is this the same hospital that Holly's in, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Like,
The university hospital.
I still want the maid to show up.
I want Holly to be the main
She's
villain.
not. If she is, man, I will get like a JoJo tattoo.
Oh, that'll be the greatest moment ever in Holly.
But I get to pick
the main villain.
it. I'll get Trish and Spice Girls right on my ass.
One for each cheek.
Yeah, one for each cheek. Oh no, I don't want to go there. They're gonna soften.
Oh god damn it! Fuck you. But yeah, this I did really appreciate getting characterization on a character that we haven't seen.
Only like background once.
Yeah, and it is nice when two women talk to each other in JoJo because it's something that never happens.
Is it though?
Hey, at least it's a fresh breath of fresh air.
Let's talk about masturbating.
Let's talk about our boobies and.
I'm the first lady. I want to sit on you, 13-year-old girl.
It's really interesting that Rocky decided to make the first lady a lesbian, or
at least closeted lesbian,
at least bisexual. We can say like maybe potentially bisexual.
A very aggressive bisexual.
Yeah,
but also like we'll have the president who knows his bisexual wife is a 13-year-old in disguise as that bisexual wife and attempts to advance on her when she's clearly uneasy about it. But hey, women, am I right? Is Trish the most sane woman that Rocky has written?
I don't know.
Do you count
Lisa?
Yeah, Lisa
is pretty good.
Yeah, but then she got nerfed by editors.
Yeah, it's really fucking dumb.
I guess like because Yukaku's nuts. There was that shitty little girl that followed them around in small part of part 3.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
that. That was their weird side character.
Yeah, she just didn't feel like she belonged at all.
Does Foo Fighters count as a girl?
Definitely. She identifies as female.
Okay, the bunch of Plankton identified as female.
And by that, I mean she stole the body of a woman.
But are Plankton gendered?
You know, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know if Plankton have a concept of gender.
Take a school of Plankton that'd be a gender. Can they form genitalia?
I'm gonna venture a guess and say no.
I'm gonna Google this, alright? Fucking
what do you think? What did you think of the chapter overall? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
I said the first part wasn't nearly as good. I liked like finding out with like what Gappy and the Planet Players are up to, especially like they're like we're coming and like I like that part. I felt the middle kind of mad, but once it gets into like the hints like the uneasiness, like when she kind of noticed the changes.
Yeah,
it's good. All right, hold on, I gotta see.
Yeah, I do like that they touched upon Josuke, but as I said, like it is kind of awkward that it's this like really weird conversation that two women might never actually have, or maybe they do. Who knows? It is nice to see more Yashiro because I do like Yashiro, and it's just good seeing my girl. Even though she's gonna die and seems to have a humongous death wish. There's
gonna be like the most series of cop-outs of like characters potentially dying.
She already had like a non-die scare before.
Wait, that one, the Planet Praiser, was just like the last arc.
Yeah.
Where is?
That's just a problem with these manga. They're so afraid to kill their characters off. I won't spoil it, but just think about like. There's a show, Girl in the Gone. If you're not aware of it, there's a very, very good character death in it. And it is it elevates the work because they commit to it so well.
I'm trying to find and like one of the articles is 10 ocean species that challenges gender role stereotypes.
Gender role stereotypes.
Sea creatures, like, did you know male seahorses give birth? Like, yeah, everybody knows that.
Well, so I guess this just confirms that Foo Fighters is a beautiful non-binary.
Gender specified feeding rates in plankton.
No, but she has to be a woman because then she wouldn't be allowed to go to the women's jail.
I'm pretty sure it didn't really matter. I don't know. Nothing really wants to come up with a definitive answer, and I don't feel like. Oh, there's Sheldon J. Plankton, SpongeBob Wiki.
Is
male.
Male?
He's male.
He's male.
So
okay.
Yeah, Plankton are confirmed male. There we go.
SpongeBob has confirmed that planktons have genitalia, and they're also gender presenting.
Well, there's male and female Plankton in SpongeBob.
Plankton are extremely gender essentialist. All right.
That's a nice little side.
So let's stop talking about this. And do you have any predictions for the next chapter, or what you would like to see?
Well, hopefully we actually get like the explanation of the stand. But since he said they were seconds away or something, I'm guessing Gappy and the Planet Praiser are gonna show up, and they're gonna have to like I think they'll know. Like Gappy will know if she does the same thing where she's like switches between like.
They're gonna, yeah. Gappy's gonna get there. Yashuo's gonna be totally fine. She'll be like, "All right, what's up? Yeah, we're gonna leave." And then he'll ask her something about the menstrual pain, and that's gonna be a trigger or something.
Well, he knows her along. It's like, what happened when we first met, or like, how many balls do I have?
There we go. Tie it all together.
Bring it back.
And it just ends. It just ends after that. Part 8's over.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like explain the whole thing, or we're gonna figure out something going on. Like, I don't know. Well, we're gonna see like if Yasha can still use her stand, if she's in control, then we'll know like he can use other stand as well. But that's my guess. And hey, maybe if we're lucky, the maid will show up and we'll have like a team because she's visiting Holly.
It'd be nice.
But that's my dream.
It'd be nice if they touched upon her at all. Because last I think we saw her, she was at
the estate.
The estate during the baby driver attack. What was his name?
What, the blue poor Tom.
Poor Tom attack.
Ozone baby.
So yeah, I knew baby was in there somewhere.
But then again, if this background character, wife of Jobin, can be brought back, anybody can.
That's very true. And I do hope we see more of her because I do like her eccentricities of Jobin's wife, Mitsuba.
Yeah.
I do enjoy her stupidity and weirdness.
But hey, who knows? I think we need at least a fourth member for this crew we had, because now we have a 3-man crew definitely. So.
Well, they need to bring Tsurugi back because Tsurugi was pretty important for a bit. Like him and Yasho hung out a lot. Tsurugi's Jobin's kid. Yeah,
no, but they've been last chapter or last arc kind of like he's on like the fence right now, like siding with his dad.
I would just like to see him more.
I think he'll definitely play a big role. He'll be like the Emperor kind of thing, where he'll play a big role, but in the end,
I feel like the end of JoJolion is going to hinge on his
decision,
him like turning into stone. I think that's probably going to be like the final arc. Because that is something that is coming up. I don't know if that's supposed to be like within a year or something.
Maybe like him decide to use it on him or Holly or something. Jobin wants to use it on him.
Ooh,
like
that would be perfect to set. Yeah, I mean like
I still want more build up to Holly. I want more background with her.
For sure, me too. Because we need to have more evidence that she's evil.
I feel she's not. I feel like there's been like a giant gap with like old Kira and Jofume, and even in the third friend they had, the Love Deluxe girl.
Carrera.
Yeah, like she's been like off the grid for a while. So.
I think she only showed up in like 2 chapters.
I think she could definitely come back. And the mom, we still have Kaito. So, and who knows where she's gonna go? We still have a lot of like stuff to find out. And
she seems so evil though.
Yeah, and this is confirmed like the longest like year wise, not like pages wise, but year wise for JoJo part, and we still don't know who the main villain is, with some of these characters that are still running around. Like this is probably I feel like the most characters like that are still going like in a JoJo part.
It's hard. It's so hard to judge because like the main. Like, the Higashikata family so big in this, and they all have, like, kind of played a part in certain things.
Yeah. Even in parts that we had a huge horse race, but, like, there was the one-off, but there was, like, a handful of characters that stuck around.
There's only, like, 6 real main characters.
Yeah. For this one, there's, like, you have the entire, like, family, you have the flashback people, you have, like, the rock people, it's just, like, everywhere.
It just feels like characters like Daya and, Jobin. Joshu.
Yeah.
That they've kind of like faded into irrelevance.
They gave Joshu's more of a joke character, and they gave him like an actual chapters dedicated to him.
Yeah, and it's just I wonder if he will matter at all.
I don't know,
because we haven't seen like him do anything really like that isn't just comic relief.
Yeah.
Same with Daya. Daya hasn't done jack shit since her first arc.
Daya felt like someone that would join their crew as like she had like a weird like love attraction to like Gappy.
That was just completely dropped.
Yeah, I mean everyone has to stand, but I think the only matters are like Jobin and Norisuke and Kaito.
Yeah,
it seems, but I don't know, man. Any predictions you think that are different than mine, or you think you want the next thing to happen next chapter?
I think I generally agree with what you're saying. I think we'll probably see the direction. Like we'll see. Gappy, what I pretty much was saying is like Yasuho is gonna look fine, and there's gonna be some sort of mystery element to it, at least initially.
No, you know what I'm gonna say? The doctor is if he's disguised as her or controls her, he's gonna find out where's the branch. He's like, what do you mean? Like we're looking for the branch right now, kind of thing, and like. Yeah,
that'll be interesting because then it can be like Plan Appraiser like does he choose to keep that information about Jobin, or does he?
He's definitely like Playmaker reminds me of very much of Rohan.
Yeah.
Cause just like he's just an asshole. You know, he knows he's a dick, but he's like
he's way more Joe Bro-y though.
Yeah, he's a Joe Bro version of Rohan. More like where he's not like as like eccentric asshole. I guess like as like to himself like a. I mean, more like because Rohan's very big on himself, but he's more like will try to work along people, but he will be a dickhead. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see him as Rohan personally. I see him.
He's a guy who would withhold information just to like get the advantage, though.
Yeah, I guess maybe more so in like some of the one shots how he's characterized.
Yeah, I read a lot of those. We've all read a lot of those recently, so that's more so the Rohan character.
Okay, I can see that then because because when I think of like part 4 Rohan, I really think of someone who's almost like not related to the plot and who almost just coincidentally gets roped into the final arc.
Yeah,
kind of against his own will,
even though he has the most like.
OP stand ever.
We also have the most like attachment to like the whole reason to find Kira, I think.
Yeah.
With the whole like
connection.
That whole thing that kind of is forgotten for the most part.
I forgot about it until you just mentioned it.
But I don't know. Yeah, I've been reading a lot of the Rohan OVH for the podcast, and that's more the character I get of just kind of being there for himself. But we'll see. All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
This is what, chapter 78?
This was chapter 78, which actually I think this makes it our official. We've done 10 chapters.
10 chapters and the spoiler cast for like up to like 60 something, right?
Yeah, 68. Because I think we started technically at 68.
Impressive.
I know. Thank you for sticking around with us, everyone.
Yeah, I know.
Really appreciate all the interaction. I love seeing people speculating about stuff in the comments. Please continue.
Yeah, hopefully, well, if you actually watch like or listen to the other one with the actual like Rohan or the live action movie that comes out, like this is much better quality. Please watch those instead.
Yeah. Oh, and also please correct us. I know I always say it, and I legitimately love being corrected about JoJo because it's so easy. There's so much of it, and I so often say the wrong things.
I think more so part 8 in general, since there's just so much little things and like details and
like when you read it, like when you blow through it like I did. I read through the first 68 or whatever. There's like little details that you forget, or sometimes they can actually come back up.
This thing's been going on. This part's been going on for years now, so it's easy to forget stuff.
Indeed.
I have to like you notice we remind each other of little things that happen in old parts. So
yeah, it's very important because you could probably become a fucking college professor based on just stupid JoJo lore.
I could become a JoJo major, man.
JoJologist.
The JoJolion. But. All right, then. I guess, where can they find us, then? Anywhere else?
You can find us on iTunes. Oh, my God. I said that, like, while thinking. Yeah, we have our other podcast at iTunes. JOKAKAKA isn't on iTunes.
Yeah. We've been doing with the JoJo, so they probably haven't been much updated on there, but we're going to once we're done. All the JoJo stuff came out, so we kind of just, like, went through it.
Also, I just want to say, please like, comment, subscribe. Really, these interactions help a ton for us. They help us get seen. And I also just love seeing people comment, so.
I don't read them. Jim tells me, though. They're great.
Whenever there's really good ones, I always send them to Sam and be like, oh my God, this guy was so nice.
I think also, if you want more updates, there's Neoncast on Twitter. If you just want to get like, the video updates on when they come out.
Yep.
Follow that as well. So I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's really it, guys.
All right, thank you very much for listening. We got 40 minutes of this.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, have a good night. Bye.
Good night, bye.